which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children
Let me get
of
to the
Israel.
prophecy matter.
Yes, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 showed that we would have gone through slavery.
Yes.
We would have gone through oppression. What is next to happen to us? Liberation through Christ, or will there be something else, another form of slavery that we will go through, another tribulation that we'll go through before Christ established the kingdom? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. What's going to happen?
Will there be, yes.
What is going to happen before Christ makes
returns?
his second
Is there going to be another
There's
persecution?
going to be war between the nations.
Yes.
Okay? The European Union will crumble. Okay? They will despise and fight against Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America. And it will burn America with fire.
So Europe is going to go to war with
America. Yes.
Yeah. But in terms of us black people now, will we go through another kind of slavery, another the tribulation that slavery was representative of?
You mean Noah, Matthew 24? You know what I want? So Christ,
in other words, what will happen to us immediately before Christ returns? As a people, as a race.
As a race.
Yes.
You know what I want right there?
Yes. Yeah.
Matthew 24. Come on.
Yeah.
As it was. You got it for me?
Yes. Verse 38. Matthew 24, verse 38.
Start at 37.
37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So that's going to be the outcome. We're going to be carrying along like la-di-da, like you're doing now.
So everything going all right.
That's right. War will be going on.
Carnival, excitement, and so on.
Then war will pop off.
So we as a people will not go through an ethnic kind of a persecution.
No,
that won't happen.
Nope.
So how do you explain Daniel 12?
Daniel
12 and verse 1 says.
Yes. Daniel 12.
There's a time to come. At that time shall arise Michael, the great prince who has charge of your people. This is talking about the Hebrews. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never has been since there was that nation of Israel till that time. But at that time your people shall be delivered, every one whose name shall be written.
Yes.
This prophesies that Israel is going to go through something, a time of trouble such as never was. That means it is supposed to exceed, if we are the Israel, this should exceed slavery. This should exceed any horrors that we had gone through in our history. This is supposed to happen to whoever are the true Israelite people just before the return of Christ. To the point that the Archangel Michael will have to stand up for that people called the true Hebrews.
Yes.
And you just said that what we are looking for is not something that will eclipse transatlantic slavery, but a liberation through Christ.
That's right. I'm going to explain it.
But the true Israelites will experience another Holocaust.
No, I'm going to explain it to you. Revelation
Explain
11:11.
Daniel 12:1.
I'm going to explain it. Well, I'm going to explain it with a precept that says the same thing.
Well,
come
explain
on. Revelation 11, read quick.
If we are the true Israelites, then something else according to prophecy is supposed to happen to us on a scale that will surpass what happened in slavery.
Just watch.
All right.
Come on.
The book of Revelation chapter 11 and verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them.
That's us waking up again. This is what you see here. The Spirit of life from God.
Witnesses.
This is, two witnesses of the two kingdoms.
And they stood upon their feet.
That's what you see now.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, because Israel's going to come back together, Judah and Israel. Come on.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither.
This is what you call the rapture. Come up hither. Watch this.
And they ascended.
Go ahead, read it again.
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
They ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which is a chariot. Here it comes.
And their enemies beheld them.
Our enemies going to see us. Who's the enemies? The white man. Watch this.
Verse 30.
But you missed it.
Come on,
Daniel 12.
Come on.
And the same hour.
And the same hour, meaning the same time that we're taken up.
Yeah.
was there a great earthquake,
Meaning destruction.
and
Right?
the 10th part of the city fell.
Meaning the 10th part of the city is going to be destroyed. This is the great thing that Daniel's talking about, which shall never been since the world began.
No, this is
nuclear
saying Israel.
destruction.
This is saying the people of Israel.
Uh-huh.
The people of Israel are going to experience a time of horror and a time of persecution and a time.
Where did you see persecution?
That's what it means.
What
And
is
there
it?
shall listen. There shall be a time of trouble
Uh-huh.
for that people, not just
Read this,
generally.
read it,
Listen,
read it,
man.
read it.
There shall be a time of trouble, such as
As
never
never
has
was.
been since there was a nation till that time. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. What
Yes.
it means is the
Destruction.
people of Israel had gone through various captivities. They had gone through the destruction. They had gone through captivity by the Assyrians, by the Babylonians, and so on. This is prophesied that in the last days they are going to go through something that would surpass that.
Mr. Boyne.
You don't have that.
Mr. Boyne.
If we are the people, you don't have that in your prophetic
Mr. Boyne.
eschatology.
Leave Bible interpretation to us. You don't have it. When you read 2 Peter 3, it talks about the great fire that shall destroy everything. That's what this is
This is
talking
not
about.
talking about everything. No,
That's
this is
what it's
talking
talking
about
about.
something specific to the nation of Israel.
When you read Psalms 91, I got more precepts for you. Psalms 91. It says 1,000 shall fall at one side and 10,000 at your right hand.
And neither
That
shall
is what
none come nigh to you.
That's what
But this
Revelation
is saying the
11 is talking
opposite.
about.
This is saying the time of trouble is going to come.
That's the time of trouble.
And the people are going to be aided by the Archangel Michael.
Yes, we just read that in Revelation 11. Come up hither. Matthew 24, Christ says he sends forth his angels to gather my
what
elect
will
from
be
the
that
four
crisis
corners.
that will face
War,
black
destruction.
people?
Yes, you got something. Come on.
Matthew
But
24.
war and
Watch
destruction
this,
will be
watch this.
facing everybody, not
Here
the
it comes.
nation as a whole.
Matthew
this.
24.
Daniel 12:1.
Watch this.
Matthew 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
We have run out of,
And
we
he
have
shall-
run out of time. But we have given you the opportunity to expose your views, obnoxious to many. But I think in a free democratic society, we have to give people the freedom to express their offensive views.
we
All
give the address of the
ideas
school?
must contain. Yes, give us, let us know where you meet.
We are located at 60A Manchester Road
60A.
in Mandeville. Yeah,
Manchester Road in Mandeville.
Mandeville.
And you meet on when? Saturdays?
yeah, Sabbath.
Sabbaths, you're still holding that. So they meet on Saturday, 60A, Manchester Avenue in Mandeville. You're not in Kingston yet.
Manchester.
In Manchester Road. The Israel United in Christ. You're part of a movement called the Hebrew Israelite movement on Religious Hard Talk. We expose you to the wide variety of religious groups.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with when all hell break loose. Because you know the government, they got the list with certain names on there who they deem as enemies of the state. So when all hell breaks loose, they're going to go down that list. Okay, get him. And normally they like to come like 3, 4 in the morning when they know when they know you're fast asleep.
When your guard is down. You know?
Right.
That's how this devil operates.
That's how he
man.
operates.
You know?
All of a sudden the door gets kicked down and they're dragging you out of. That's why, you know, if possible, you try to sleep with your clothes on, man, or at least some clothes on. Yeah. Because you never know, man. The door kicked down, they grab you up, you know, drag you out. They showed you that in the movie Handmaid's Tale, the first hour of the movie. They were grabbing up Jake. They had that one Jake. He was going like this because he only had like a tank top on, right? And he was going like
Jake
this.
ain't ready for it, man. Jake is walking and going to the whatever concert. They're doing what the hell they doing, man. You know?
And then you have that series Colony. How many of you brothers know about the series Colony on USA?
On USA, yeah.
Yeah, USA Colony, which alludes to what? The martial law, the concentration camps.
Revelation 2:10.
Lockdown.
So we got to tell you brothers about that, man. We got to prepare you. You know, the fact that look, if you look around, I'm sure they got certain, like probably in that building, they got a certain room where they got all kind of FBI equipment, and they be zooming in, like they show you in Donnie Brasco. When Donnie Brasco be walking, they take the. Man, come on, you got to think like that.
But
man.
then the thing is this: we are out in the open. It's not like we're sneaking around. All they got to do is go to YouTube videos, and they got all the footage they want. You know.
But the devil operates like that because he's the devil. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Yeah, what was that? Last week we had that one brother out here. He said that they had the names of us in the police station. I don't know if you all.
Well, I heard about that back in One West. You know?
There you go. There you go. So what does that tell you? When the deal goes down, when they're going to find out who's a traitor to the so-called state, they're going to want to round up those names. Get this guy, get this guy, get this guy.
Because this is like a crime that we're committing. Really, it's not a crime. We're not committing any crime because we're exercising our First Amendment right and we're reading out of the Bible.
That's right.
But they really hate the Most High. They hate the Most High and they hate the men of the Most High.
That's it.
You know?
That's right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Which thou shalt suffer. Now, that's the last book of the Bible, Revelation, right? Which was given to us by the Apostle John on the island of Patmos, right? So what time period is that talking about? Obviously, it's not talking about when he was on the island of Patmos. It's talking about now, brothers. When you read about the beheading, that didn't happen on the island of Patmos when he was talking about that. He wasn't talking about that period. He was talking about now. The beheading and all that.
And then it said of John, when he was on the island of Patmos, before he died, he said, look, you're gonna prophesy again before many kings, peoples, and nations, man, and tongues. Right. So what is that? Reincarnation. Because there's no record of him coming off the island and going out there prophesying, because he was almost 100 years old. So he had to die on the island. Yeah. So that's reincarnation right there.
Good.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Which thou shalt suffer. Go on.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
That's the white man. That's the elite of Esau.
Yeah. When they come and grab you up and they put you in that those camps, wherever they may send you or send us. All right. Go ahead.
That ye may be tried.
That ye may be tested. Because our faith got to be. Yahushua was tested to the very end. You know, and he passed the test. That's why he received his reward. So we're going to be tested to the very end.
When you get a chance, I go from there to Revelation 3:12. 3 and 12. All right, shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Don't worry about it. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
See that? Be thou faithful unto death. And it means just that. If it comes down to death, we are to be faithful. If it comes down to it. Because we understand there's really no such thing as death. Right? You just go into the spirit world. That's all.
From one spiritual plane to the next.
That's all.
All right? When you die, this spirit that's in you go up into the next, the third heaven.
That's right.
Right? Which Paul already went there. Give me that right quick, Ox.
That's right.
That's 2 Corinthians 12.
And it's described as being paradise. Because Yahushua told that to the dude that was on his right hand, because you had two guys crucified along with Yahushua. You had one on the left and one on the right. And one on the right, Yahushua told him, today you will be with me in paradise.
Hey, Yahushua was a tough man. Because they had them railroad spikes in his arm and he was still holding the conversation.
Yeah.
He was a tough. And the way you died on the cross, when they crucified you,
slowly.
Basically you hung up like this, or you using your muscles to hold you up.
Right.
And eventually, after a while, you might be strong enough. Some guys die in an hour. They're weak. But you hold yourself up, and eventually you're going to get weak. And that weight is just going to take the life out of you, man. And that's what Yahushua had to do, man. He cried unto the Father. He basically he basically kind of lost it, man. Because he said to the Father, he said, my power, why hast thou forsaken me? Now he already knew he was going to be forsaken. He actually felt the presence of the Most High turn his back against him. Because he was turning his back against Israel. He said, look, he was saying Israel, but he took on the sins of Israel and himself when he was Solomon.